The Republican chairman of the House Intelligence Committee in Washington now is a stark warning, saying that the Biden administration is, quote, sleepwalking as fears grow that Putin may launch a space-based nuclear weapon, which could unleash devastating consequences around the world.
This threat would mean that our economic, international security, and social systems come to a grinding halt. This would be a catastrophic and devastating attack upon Western economic and democratic systems. Vladimir Putin knows this. Checkmate.
Out front now, the Republican Congressman Mike Turner of Ohio, chairman of the House Intel Committee. And Chairman Turner, I appreciate your time. So
thank you for having me.
Why is it so important for you, as you see it, to sound the alarm on this right now?
Well, the Biden administration has acknowledged that Russia is developing an anti-satellite nuclear weapon, which General Saltzman, the head of Space Force, has said. At the moment that this is in space, it would be day zero, that we could no longer count on space. We have to assume that even our basic infrastructures, and you and I today are utilizing space, like financial systems, would all be at risk. We'd have to look for alternative sources and uses to be able to accomplish what we do through space, which would be trillions and trillions of dollars in time that we don't have. The administration, in saying that Russia is developing this weapon, they don't go further into to say what is the status. This could be on the drawing board, or this could be on its way to the launch pad. That really distinction does make a difference. And I think the administration, by disclosing the status, can rally our allies, rally NATO, and at the same time then work to enforce what the Outer Space Treaty, which bans these types of weapons to be used because space is supposed to be used for the betterment of mankind, and this places that at risk.
So you talk about the distinction making a difference in terms of where it is in development, and certainly it does. The White House National Security spokesman John Kirby has said directly that Putin does not have the active capability, that was Kirby's words, to do this now. And the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Space Policy told Congress last month, as you're well aware, that the threat is not imminent. Do you have reason to believe that they are not being forthright, or that is not the case? Because as you say, the drawing board, the idea of this is very different from something that might actually be close to happening.
Erin, they are totally wordsmithing. The reality is that if Russia has such a weapon and has the ability to put it into space, as General Saltzman of Space Force said, that's day zero. That is the threat. When they talk of imminent, it's almost as if the administration may be willing to tolerate this to be in space and just try to trust Russia that it not be detonated. But really, the moment that it's there, we lose that very next day the ability to have confidence that our infrastructure, our economic, our social systems, our communication systems will work.
Have you received any briefings, Chairman, that would indicate that they're wordsmithing and that this is a lot farther along in the process? Are you getting any kind of classified info on it?
Yes. Well, Erin, I can't say what I do know and what the briefings that we have received, but I certainly can, and work in identifying what they're saying. You can see that there are distinctions in their words, and clearly by the fact that I'm out there saying the administration needs to address this. Imagine this is as Jim Himes, my Democrat counterpart, has said, this is the Cuban Missile Crisis in space. Imagine if President Kennedy didn't take the action that he did. Europe would not be free today. If the administration doesn't take action and this satellite is in space, Putin will be holding hostage all of the space assets of the Western world.